Does everyone unmute yourself for just a moment? And Jeremy, why don't you give me letting Andrew in, a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we'll start the meeting.
All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey. All right. Welcome to
Hello.
Welcome to the SDBA Power Lunch Networking event. I am your host, Milo Shapiro, public speaking coach and author of Public Speaking, Get A's, Not Z's. And we're going to get going right away explaining how things work around here. First, now that you've unmuted yourself, the big hey, I appreciate it. But now please mute yourself. If you're on Windows, that's Control A. And if you're on the Mac, that's Command Shift A. Good things to know so that you always have quick access to that without having to search for that little button, but it works too. Also, please turn on the chat. For some of you on smaller devices, that could be under the More button. So you'll have to click on that to make that show up, because we might be pasting things there, or people might be writing to you saying to you, hey, I loved your pitch. I want to contact you. And if it scrolls away and you don't have chat on, that would be a shame. We also want you to turn on the one that says participants, and I'll explain why in a little while, why it's important for you to see participants. And there are more than one. That's a still image. We are on Facebook Live starting with this meeting, so that people who want to catch the playback, who's ever yelling in the background, please know that you are unmuted still. We are on Facebook Live, so this will be played back, including that moment just now. So just be aware of that. Today's sponsor is freshenyourphoto.com. Whether you want to take photos and change them like the smiles on this lady's faces, or if you want to actually fix broken pictures and colorize them, make them look nicer, freshen your photo. Don't tolerate your photo, freshen your photo. If you would like to be the guest sponsor for a future meeting, please get in touch with us, info@sdeba.org. Today, helping out in the background, we have Jeremy Wilson, who is doing a lot today, so thank you, Jeremy. Garrison Fletcher also helping us out from Apex Type and Graphics. Not here, actually, this week, Dorian Brewer, because State Farm contacted him and they want him to be in a commercial for State Farm as an LGBT representative of their company. So that's a definite pass for today. We're wishing him luck on that. And Bridget, our normal timer, is not going to be able to be here today. Business conflict, so Jeremy will be stepping in as the timer. We also want to thank our board, who are constantly doing stuff in the background that we'll never know how much. Thank you for all your diligent work to keep SDBA going. What does SDBA take a stand for? Karen Buxman, would you please read our mission statement?
You bet. I
Thank
will. Thank you. The San Diego Equality Business Association promotes LGBTQ influence through business ownership, workforce equality, and active consumerism, creating prosperity to support equality, diversity, and inclusion.
Sounds good to me. And I knew I could count on a professional speaker to do a good job with that. Thanks, Karen, if you mute yourself again. So what do you get out of being an SDBA? A couple of things. You get a profile so that people looking for you, not only by name, but looking for you by your business type, they can find you. People do come to SDBA wanting to work with people in our community, and it's a great way for them to find you quickly. You can also download the membership app if you are a member. That helps you connect with other members and find out about upcoming events and other things happening within SDBA. So what are some of the features of being a member? Well, we have education sessions, social events, job board. We allow for advertising and posting opportunities. You get free membership in a BNG, a business networking group. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. And you get to use the SDEBA logo in your material so people know you take a stand for equality. But the thing we're probably best known for, at least in other years, remember back in 2019 when we went to mixers, and mixers looked like this. We'd go to local businesses, get to know each other, give each other hugs. But mixers nowadays would look more like this, not quite so warm and friendly. So mixers now look a lot more like this. That's why we created the Power Lunch, so that we don't lose touch with each other and have ways to access everybody right from our homes or little offices. So what is today about? Well, we're going to give you a chance to share what you offer to a larger section of the SDEBA community than you might have been able to otherwise. Everyone on board here today is going to hear about you. It gives you a chance to learn about what others are offering in the community so you can support each other and find out about resources you might not have known about. And it gives you a chance to provide us a chance to provide some education in various areas to our members. Big time today with incoming Mayor Todd Gloria helping educate us. And last, we just help grow the SDBA family. The bigger our group is, the more we get a chance to support one another. What's today not about? I will tell you right now. Today is not exclusive by industry. A lot of networking groups, you can only have one realtor and you can only have one person who's an insurance agent. Not today. At the Power Lunch, what we do is we let everybody share, even if we have multiples. Maybe one person resonates with you more than another, or maybe you want to call all of them and feel them all out. No problem at the Power Lunch. It's not a venue to intimately learn about each other's businesses. Someone said to me the other day, someone spoke and I only heard about her for 30 seconds. I wanted to know more. Exactly. That's why we want you to find out and reach out. We have an opportunity at the end of the meeting to do that. And we also want you to do it through the chat and by looking out for other people for phone and creating little coffee lunches and stuff like that. It's not a replacement for the BNGs. We're not trying to get rid of the business networking groups. These are within the SDEBA, a way for people who do want to get to know each other, who meet every single week and learn each other's businesses intimately. So instead of you just promoting your business, you have a circle of about 10 people who are looking out for you and you look out for them. Those are one per industry for that. If you're interested in the BNG and you are a member, contact us if you don't know of one where your particular thing that you do isn't represented yet. It's also not a commitment. When Dorian got a commercial today, nobody said, no, you promised to be here. You have a commitment. Go make your commercial today. If you have something big come out, of course, you should skip the meeting. But we're hoping you're going to want to be here on the second Wednesday of every month. And lastly, it's not a place to sell to us. If you concentrate on selling to the 37 people here, chances are you're not going to come across so great. But if you concentrate on having 36 other people say, I'll keep him or her in mind, now you've opened up a whole lot of possibility. Who do we welcome to the Power Lunch? Of course, our SDEBA members, but at least through the rest of the year, any guests who want to come are welcome for free. We're going to revisit in January what we're going to do as far as that policy. Maybe we'll extend it. Maybe there'll be a small fee, but we're hoping you will keep coming. Our meeting format is this. Right now, I'm certainly in the opening, and soon we're going to move into our member introductions, where everyone's going to get between 15 and 29 seconds to tell a little bit about their business. We'll have our presentation from incoming Mayor Todd Gloria. We'll let you know about upcoming events. We might have an education time if there's time for that. We'll give you a chance to do testimonials. Maybe amongst the people here, you're seeing other people, you go, oh, I used her services. I want to give a shout out to her. And then we'll have Connect With Me time where you can say, yeah, at the end of the meeting, I want to talk to Adriana Bruner. I like what she had to say, and I need to use her services. Look at her looking up right now. That's woke you up. So that's going to be our call out time. And then we'll have our official closing, hopefully at 1. We're going to strive to be right on time if we can. Little learning curve still going on here, but I think we can do it. All right, finally, we're going to, at the very end, once we close the meeting and turn off the Facebook Live, we're going to have optional breakouts where you can do just what I say. Say, hey, can I meet with Tamara in a room? I'd like to talk to her about real estate or something like that. Or we can just hang out here. If you want to make it a little bit of a party, we'll hang out here until about 1:30 if you'd like to. When is it my turn? How will you know when you're supposed to speak up? Here's how. We're going to be doing it alphabetically based on the participants window. That's why I said to turn that on. It'll start at the very top with the co-hosts, and then it'll be after that alphabetical. So you'll want to be able to keep an eye out for when the person before you is coming up, so you're ready. When you hear me say your name, and not until I say your name, please, then unmute. Why am I being so specific? Because if you know you're coming up and you unmute, you shoot to the top of the list, and I'll call the person after you. So wait till I say your name, then unmute yourself. You can share about your business just orally, most people do, or you can do a screen share if you like. Just be aware that if you're not used to that function and you fumble with it, you're using up some of your 29 seconds. So maybe try it out someplace first before here. After you're done, please remute and unshare your screen if need be. And then finally, during the next person speaking, share your big 5 of contact in the chat area, your name, your site, your phone, your email, and your LinkedIn. Keeping on time, how are we going to do that? We're going to have, oh, it's not Bridget. Actually, I didn't replace the picture. That is our usual timer, Bridget, but the equally lovely and talented in the right lighting person, Jeremy, will be keeping an eye on the time and giving us our signals. Jeremy, do you want to explain how that works?
Sure, Milo. So basically, we have 29 seconds to pitch your business. At the 20-second mark, you will see this. And then at the 30-second mark, you may see this. And you may hear my iPhone ringtone go, so then you'll know that the time is up.
And if you don't do that, he will just go, I can't even do it like that. That was great. I'm not sure what's going on for me tech-wise. I keep choosing chat and chat is not coming up. I don't know why that's not happening. So if you're chatting with me, I'm not going to see it right now. I'll figure out later what's going on, but I want to keep things moving along. So you'll see yellow for start wrapping up, red for stop, and then you will hear a thank you if you have not stopped at that point in time. A couple of intro strategies. Jump in with what's interesting about you. Probably not your name and company. Save that for the end once you've interested us in you. Think in terms of what would help people understand what you do and refer people to you more than sell to them. Okay. And finally, if you're struggling with that before next month, consider rehearsing with a timer. If we do cut you off, it's not a big deal. Think of it as a game, trying to get it in before 29 seconds. And if you didn't this time, you'll win in December instead. And away we go. So putting up the participants list, there we go. I have at the top, well, why don't we start with Jeremy? We'll just see what he has to say as an example. Get going with it, Jeremy. And I will stop sharing in case you wanted to.
Thank you so much. So my name is Jeremy Wilson. I'm president of San Diego Equality Business Association. I'm also the vice president and branch manager of our downtown Banner Bank office here at 7th and B across from Symphony Towers. It's a great honor to be here. I welcome all of you. We're very excited to have Todd, Gloria with us today. And if you need a business account and you're looking for 2021, and I'm going to do this to myself because this is 30 seconds, call me. Thank you. Jeremy with Banner Bank.
Right on time. Okay. I thought we were going to have Garrison as a co-host. He's not listed. If you could boost him to co-host, because I think he was expecting that anyway. Garrison, if you want to give your 30-second pitch, that would be great.
Hi, everybody. I'm Garrison Fletcher. My company's Apex Typing Graphics. Been doing this for about 30 years. Love what I do. My background is psychology instead of art. I love to create before and afters. A client came to me with this flyer on the left. I rebranded it, put it what you see on the right. And it's just a little more, I think, appealing. And it also tells you what the person does. So I use my psychology background to get into the mindset of what the clients want or need and help them. So my philosophy is Garrison Fletcher, Apex Typing Graphics. And I don't care if you did it yourself, as long as it doesn't look like you did it yourself.
Thank you. If you, as I mentioned earlier, if you unmute yourself, it shoots you to the top of the list, which is why Greg Godek is next. So I'm going to call on him since he's already unmuted. But everybody else, please stay muted until your turn. But Greg, why don't you go?
I didn't even know I was on.
Go for it.
Let me see. I teach creativity. I wrote a little book called How to Be Mildly Brilliant. It's a series of business fables about the moment, the aha moment, how creativity really happens. And I wasn't ready for this at all. So I also wrote a little book called 1001 Ways to Be Romantic. Look it up.
Thanks, Greg. Now we'll start our alphabetical list as Greg mutes himself. Adriana, you are up next. Adriana Bruner.
Thank you so much. I'm Adriana Brunner with my Point Credit Union, formerly Point Loma Credit Union. We have a branch in North Park, and we love to partner with your association. Also, big shout out to Todd Cassin. We buy some products from him for the credit union. I am originally from Colombia, and I love to drink coffee. Did I do good?
You did great. I'll try to remember it's Adriana for the future. Up next, we have Alexis Coronado.
Hi, my name is Alexis Coronado. I'm the Business Development Director for the Computer Admin. We're an IT company who helps businesses remotely and on-site with any tech-related issues concerning equipment and or services like your internet, phone, fax, printers, etc. We also proactively reevaluate your current services and rates just to ensure that you're receiving honest pricing. We have strong ethical values rooted in supporting our community, and we thrive to support our clients' best interests in that same way.
Thank you. Under the wire. That's great. I forgot to mention, everyone, by the way, we're going to stop in the list when Todd signs on so that we can respect his time for about 15 minutes, and then we'll just pick up alphabetically right in that same place in the list. But for now, let's continue with Amanda. I'll just leave it at Amanda because you'll say your last name for me.
Hi, my name is Amanda Canelio. I'm with Jeremy Clem's office, Farmers Insurance. Everybody knows Farmers Insurance. Our office specializes in high fire areas for homeowners insurance, general liability, professional liability. It's been pretty difficult in California, especially in the northern San Diego County area. I'll put my information below if you have any questions or if I can help any of your clients.
Thank you. Up next, we have someone without a last name. But he's our only Anthony.
Hi, my name is Anthony Jones. The name of my insurance agency is healthy body and mind insurance. I specialize in employer-sponsored benefit packages. So if you're a business owner with employees and you want to offer benefits to them, I'm the person to broker that package for you. Thank you.
Thank you. I do know you now that I see your face. Up next, we have Anthony. We have Anthony Bellata. Anthony, unmute yourself.
Yes, I just unmuted myself. Hi, everybody. I'm Anthony Bellata with Bellata Entertainment, and we specialize in virtual meetings and engagement. We are an event company. We also have a new podcast out called Bellata-fied, which helps our listeners to provide and create the right kind of engagement for meetings just like this Zoom. So come to us at bellata.com and see what we have to offer all of you. And thank you for joining us today.
I'm glad you could be here, Anthony. Up next, we have Art Hopkins.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Art Hopkins with the Kirk Miller Insurance Agency, part of the Farmers Insurance Group, where my business is your business, focusing on the business owner's insurance needs. I specialize in complicated high-value underwriting, but more importantly, I also am a volunteer board member of the SDEBA. So if you have any interest in our organization beyond this meetings, please feel free to reach out to me as a contact. Thank you.
God, everyone's doing so good with the timing. Up next, Bill Bewley.
Hey, everybody. Great to see you all today. My name is Bill Bewley. I'm a realtor with Keller Williams Realty in La Jolla. I've been selling real estate here in San Diego for about 25 years. I take a consultative approach. My goal really with anybody that I'm working with is to give them reliable information and a good education so they can make a good decision for themselves. So if you know anybody that like to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, send them my way. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Good to see you.
Well done, Bill. Up next, someone with just the first name, Bob. Bob, are you out there? Unmute if you are. Not getting a response, so we'll let Bob revisit it. Maybe he made a men's room run or something like that. We'll check in with him later. So up next, Carolyn Bolton.
Hi, everybody. My name's Carolyn Bolton, as Milo just said, and I help people get healthy and stay healthy for over 10 years now. I'm in North County, Oceanside. I'm a certified holistic health practitioner using clinical nutrition and herbal medicine to help people find balance in that innate health process that happens so magically. I love what I do, and it's such a pleasure to be joining with you today, and I hope you all have an enjoyable day.
Thank you. Up next, we have, perfect timing. Up next, we have Chris McLaughlin.
Hey everybody, my name is Chris McLaughlin. It's great to see everybody today. I just left corporate America, human resources, and decided to pick 2020 to start my own HR consulting firm, My HR Team Inc. And should you have any human resources needs, whether it's a tough employee situation, handbook policies, getting ready for 2021, please reach out to us, and we look forward to helping you. Thank you, everybody.
Very nice. Up next, we have web expert CJ Gilbert. Sharing screen.
I'm CJ Gilbert. I'm the website Safari Guide. I've been a web developer for over 20 years, and now I'm also a speaker and author of the book 5 Golden Keys to Sharpen Your Website, which I accidentally wrote after finding out that business owners know they needed a website, but they had no idea what to do with it. So I build websites, I help them maintain websites, and I teach people through my free online courses and podcasts how to make your website work for you so you can attract more customers, make more sales, and improve your customer service. Check out this link where you can check out my free video workshop. Again, my name is CJ Gilbert, and we understand the internet is a jungle.
Grr, very nice. Okay, heading over now to Colin Clifford. Colin, if you could unmute. Not hearing from Colin, so again, we'll call on him again at the end. So up next, we have Dangelo. I hope I'm saying that right. Dangelo?
Hey there, it's D'Angelo. How are you? So almost there. But thank you so much. I actually work for Bellata Entertainment as well. I'm the creative director and sales manager over there. So I get to do a lot of the fun things like create costume and concepts and help brands kind of bring their events to life by way of entertainment. So and besides that, I'm actually on the task force right now to bring the gay games to San Diego in 2026. And so I'm the arts and culture chair. And we just submitted another bid, and we are right now going to find out in February if we make the top 3 list. So that's it.
Thanks. Would love to talk to you offline, D'Angelo. Up after him is Edward Simon. Edward, if you could unmute. All right, maybe a third case of not actually there right now. So we're going to move on the list to Eric Nickel.
Hey, everybody. My name is Eric Nicole, and I have the privilege of working with what I love to call successfully discontent executives. And these days, given the current economy and some structures of our business, there are quite a few of those. I actually coach people in how to pivot and switch over to the health and wellness industry to start and run their own businesses. I've been involved with the company now for over 10 years and moved to San Diego from Palm Springs to help people here in the San Diego area, again, that might be looking for work to be able to earn an income through health and wellness. So glad to be here, and thanks for having me.
Nicely done. Our next speaker is Fernando Lopez.
I've been doing LGBT advocacy and education in San Diego for about 20 years. I'm currently the executive director at San Diego Pride, which most folks think of as the parade and party that brings in about $27 million in economic impact to the region. We're actually a year-round education and advocacy organization, and there's plenty of ways to still be involved. Thanks for having me.
Great pitch, nicely done. Over now to Jackie Aguilar Montalban.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jackie. I'm the owner of Signal 88 Security of San Diego. We are the only female veteran-owned security company in San Diego. And we provide security services to property managers and communities all around San Diego, as well as businesses. So if you are interested, I'd love to speak to you, get to know you. You can go to meetjackie88.com and set up a call. So I'd love to see how I can help you.
I love that's right over your head. That's great. Okay, heading next over to James Sharkey.
Hi, everyone. My name is James Sharkey. I'm on the business development side for Avenir Thinking. We're a professional digital marketing agency here in San Diego. We can help with anything from branding to website to social media. And we will be helping, and I hope you can join us for the 2020 Business Awards. We've been involved in helping make that a fantastic event. Here's our website. We help for-profit and nonprofit organizations with anything from branding to web development to anything in between. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Heading from there over to Jamie Fleming.
Hi, everybody. Jamie Fleming here. I'm a certified financial planner and author of a financial coaching program called Kick the Fear Out of Your Finances, as well as owner of Fleming & Associates. We're a comprehensive financial planning firm and asset management firm right here in downtown San Diego. It's good to be here and see everyone.
Good to have you with us. We're getting over now to Janai.
Hello, everybody. My name is Janae Quintana. I am an aging life care manager here in San Diego. We provide non-medical in-home care as well as healthcare advocacy for seniors or people with disabilities in San Diego. We have home care aides, and we just got our silver certification with SAGE for training so that we can be a little bit more inclusive. So we are with Windward Life Care here in San Diego, and I'll put my info into the chat.
Thanks, Janae. And the more you come, the more likely I am to say your name right. So Janae, thank you very much. Sending over to a person whose name I can say, Jason.
You got that one right. You got that one. So I am a college baseball umpire. So this is me, the one right there in the black. So, but when I'm not doing that, I'm actually a CPA in the real world. We're specializing in small business owners and also real estate investors. So that's our thing. We're down in Imperial Beach, and we're Nakawadze and Kaminsky. So happy to be here. Thank you.
Thanks. If you need a CPA or an umpire, he's ready. Next up, we have John Reuter.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is John Reuter. I am a sales representative for Chewed Pixel Studios. We're a software company that creates augmented reality and virtual reality applications for our customers, ranging from safety to education. It's a pleasure.
Pleasure to have you with us. Up next, just jump to the top of the list. I believe it was Jordan. I hope I got that right. There was a Jordan and then disappeared up to the top. So I thought that Jordan maybe unmuted. Nope, Jordan just left. Saw her turn coming and panicked. So we're going to go over to someone who won't panic, Karen Buxman.
Hi, Karen Buxman, speaker, author, and neurohumorist. And with the election drama, the pandemic trauma, and murder hornets, your clients are not able to hear your message. So I help business owners be able to cut through all of that background noise, the fact that people would rather do business with someone that they see as likable and having a sense of humor. And so I can help you do that, and would love to chat further. I'm Karen Buxman, your favorite neurohumorist.
Always a pleasure, Karen. Another pleasure. I'm glad to see an old friend, Maggie Pound. It's your turn. Maggie, unmute, please. She disappeared out of the list, so I don't know whether she is on there jumping around.
Okay.
There you go.
I'm here. Okay.
Go for it.
Hi, Milo. Do you know the difference between a cold call and a warm call? Well, a warm call is someone who knows you and your business name. I help my clients to have more warm calls through my business Sales Tiger. We help you clarify your ideal clients and create ways for you to be top of mind awareness. I'm Maggie Pound, and I'm eager to help you grow your revenue.
Ah, so Maggie, nicely done. Nick Serrano, I'm not sure if you want to introduce yourself or not. You're welcome to.
Oh, well, yeah. Hi, everybody. My name is Nick Serrano. I have historically been serving as the campaign manager for Todd Gloria's campaign for mayor of San Diego. I have the great honor of, in the future, as of December 10th, serving as his deputy chief of staff. So I'm excited to be here, and thanks for having me.
Oh, we're so honored that you're here. Thank you. And please do send me a little note when Todd is here so we're ready to get started with him. I don't want to keep him waiting. Alphabetically.
He's here.
Milo.
He's here.
Let's all give a warm introduction to Todd Gloria.
He is here. I hadn't known. I'm glad and that was perfect timing coming out of Nick. So we'll pick up on the list after Nick after that, which jumps all the way to the S's for Shirley, so she'll know. But let me head over to my Word document here. Todd, where are you? Can you speak up so you pop up on my screen?
Right here, Milo. Hello,
there you are, right in the
everybody.
center now. You're in the Paul Lynn spot now. That's great. Really great to have you.
That just feels right.
Yes. I haven't seen you in so long, but I think I looked like the headshot that they're still using of me in SDEBA. So great to see you and have you here with us. I want to give you a chance. There's probably some things you want to say. So let's start with a really easy question of, so Todd, what's new?
Yeah, just been hanging out, just spending my quarantine at home watching Netflix.
Is there anything in particular you want to share before I go into some of the more specific questions?
I was thinking about joining you all. We spend our whole lives in Zoom, right, sitting in our respective places and going from one to the next. But as I was thinking about this one, Milo, really what I wanted to do was just to thank the association and all of your members. Some of you may know I have a very long history with what was originally GSDBA, now the Equality Business Alliance. I was the recipient of one of your scholarships many years ago.
Wow.
And I think about that from the standpoint of this most recent accomplishment of election night is not possible without a community who has believed in me long before I ever believed in myself. And so I wanted to be here to remind you all of your early investment in me as a student and as hopefully a future leader, and then what it has resulted in. And so really from a standpoint of, I hope that all of you experience this electoral victory as your own victory as well. I'm very much a product of this community, this tightly knit community who helped make this possible. And I just wanted to be here this afternoon to express my appreciation and really a hope for a partnership going forward. I recognize that this is an extremely difficult time for businesses in general, but particularly for small businesses like many of those who are on the screen here. And while the city is not capable of solving all problems, we can certainly be a better partner. And I hope to be able to do that. And with the help of quality staff like Nick Serrano, I believe we will be able to do that starting, as he said, on December the 10th. So really just a message of appreciation and of partnership. I look forward to taking the last 20 years and building another 20 plus years onto this relationship with this organization. So with that, Milo, I'm happy to toss it back to you and answer any questions that you and the membership may have.
Great. I think we're all wondering, is it true that Mayor Faulkner is calling for a recount in multiple states and refusing to leave office on the 10th, or am I mixing up my elections?
You're mixing up your elections.
Okay, good.
It did take a good long while to concede, so there is some parallels there, but no, we're good to go. We're gonna be we have transition meetings, doing those every single day, putting together staff, and we're gonna be ready to hit the ground running on December 10th.
Great. Speaking of that, the whole idea of transitioning, how has your experience as having been our interim mayor making that easier, or is that not so much of a factor?
No, I think it's very much a factor. And quite honestly, I think that was a part of why San Diegans so overwhelmingly supported our campaign. Yeah, these are difficult times, right? We have multiple crises going on at once, and it requires a steady hand. It requires a pro. I did the job for 8 months. I can do it for 8 years. And so, to your direct question, Milo, about transition, it's been pretty smooth so far. There's definitely always more under the covers when you get in there and start finding out some stuff. But if you think back to what I was left with the last time I took over as mayor, where there really wasn't anyone left in the executive ranks of the city. Many people had either had quit or had been fired, and we were really left with not necessarily like a transition memo. We basically had 5 days notice to take things over. In this case, it's still a short amount of time, slightly more than a month, but it has been pretty seamless. And listen, I already know where the bathrooms are. I already know most of the faces. What we need to do is get right down to work. And that's, of course, addressing COVID and the economy, but also tackling the other crises. I'm thinking specifically of our homelessness crisis, our infrastructure challenges, and of course, our housing affordability crisis that impacts all of us.
So you brought up a couple of the points I do want to get to. In regards to COVID, some of what you can and can't do is prescribed by the governor, and then there's some things you do have choices to make, and you'll have more opportunity in your position as the mayor. So are there any policies or enforcements you see yourself doing differently than we've experienced so far, especially since, given that I'm interviewing this, if everybody's watching this in playback, just as we headed back into purple again?
Yeah, the timing isn't exactly great, right? We were hoping that we could be in a position of reopening, and sadly, I'm afraid that this current phase is going to be around for some time. So it is coloring my thoughts on what we can do. I spent the better part of 2020 working with businesses and other community leaders to come up with a blueprint for what we think we can do, call it the Back to Work SD plan, and had a number of folks, in fact, some members of the association participate in that. I think that probably the most important thing that we can do is have a customer service attitude at the city. I think the most common way businesses interact with the city of San Diego is through the Development Services Department. I would generally say that there is not necessarily an empowering of employees there. People often take too long to make decisions, and that delay and that time is money, and that can be the difference between a business staying open or a business going out of business. I think it's also true that some of the interventions we've had to date have been successful. Outdoor dining, I think, has not only been helpful to many businesses to stay afloat, but it has been well received by the public, and probably something we're going to have to, we should continue permanently. A lot of that is facilitated by the fact that the city is issuing permits swiftly and without fees attached to them. And that's the kind of stuff that we're doing under extraordinary circumstances. Milo, I'd invite people to think about, what if that was our standard operating procedure as a city, really empowering folks to be able to move forward with their businesses. The other thing that comes to mind, and I think this is something that we can maybe work with together on going forward, the city spends over $500 million annually on contracts, on services, and for supplies. Those are contracts that are let out on a lowest bidder approach. I would argue for a best value approach, with value being defined by spending that money locally. Why we would choose to spend that money outside of our jurisdiction or outside of our state, and allowing those communities to benefit from the economic impacts as well, and particularly the hiring of people. I'd like to focus as much of that spending in our local city, allowing small businesses to benefit, hire more San Diegans, give them paychecks that they spend in our city, and operate as a form of local economic stimulus. That's just one of many ideas that we have, and we're going to see if we can get the council interested in that, and see if we can do it. Because again, I don't think we're getting out of the woods in the situation in the next couple of days, weeks, or perhaps even months. Certainly the slow economy will be with us for more than a year or so.
Great answer on that stuff. You touched on the homeless in one or two of your points there. So I want to give you a chance to say, obviously a huge problem, no quick solutions to it, but what are some plans you have in mind that we might not have seen so far?
Yeah. Well, thank you for acknowledging that it's no quick solution.
Right.
This is by far the most complex issue that I can think of in social policy, but that is not a reason to surrender. That's a reason to engage and be more purposeful in our efforts. You all have given us a great opportunity. We have a new mayor and new city council who I think are aligned with making this a priority. You've also given us a county board of supervisors that for the first time, I think, will actually prioritize this issue. And that alignment is going to be determinative, in my opinion. As you may know, the city of San Diego has a housing commission. We know how to build housing and subsidize housing for low income and no income people. The county has a health and human services agency with responsibility for mental health, substance abuse, and behavioral health. When you take housing and you marry it with services, that's how you end homelessness. And so I'm actually meeting soon with County Supervisor Nathan Fletcher. If we can align their services with our housing dollars, I think that will go a long way towards addressing the homelessness crisis. And I want to just leave you with this thought on the issue of homelessness. I know it feels impossible to solve this issue. It is so complex and the issues are so acute. But I want you to know that there are cities across this nation that are being certified by the federal government as ending chronic homelessness. That seems impossible when San Diegans hear it because of the size and acuity of our problem. But if cities like Provo, Utah, and Rockford, Illinois, and the state of Virginia with regard to veterans homelessness can achieve a functional end of that issue in their communities, there's no reason why San Diego can't. I think these new elected leaders can give us an opportunity to do that.
Great. I'm going to jump topics quickly because we don't have much time. After there's such a raising of awareness in 2020 from the Black Lives Matter movement, the LGBT community seems pretty split on the question of whether to welcome the police to the next Pride event, be that in 2021 or 2022. I just wondered if you could speak to that.
Yeah, well, as the next mayor of the city, I have the awesome honor of leading 11,000 employees. Under our form of government, they work directly for the mayor. I look at this with a slightly longer view in the sense that I remember every bar I went to as soon as I turned 21 didn't have windows. And that was because we were afraid of raids. And we have come a long way as a community, and we have to remember and honor and to celebrate that history. We also have to acknowledge that there are members of our community, particularly Black and Brown members of our community, who don't have that same interaction with law enforcement. I see my friend Fern is here, and I'm hopeful that we can have the kinds of conversations between Pride and the center with the police department. I have been a leader when it comes to police reform in the California legislature, and I hope that gives me the credibility to sit down with those who want change and to bring our police chief to the table and figure out a way forward. I think it would be regrettable if we could not have law enforcement in the parade. I think it sends a strong signal for how far we've come as a community. But I recognize that there's a conversation that has to be had with elements of our community who don't feel the same level of comfort that I feel. And I say that as a person of color, the comfort that I feel. And I recognize that's a position of some privilege. The good news is that we have, well, God willing, we get to have a parade in person in 2021. But we have some time to figure this out. And between Fern and Kara and Chief Nizlight, who is a true ally, he is a strong ally. We met just the other day. He supports our community aggressively. So I don't think there's any reason why we can't get to a place where we can continue to meet together and celebrate our progress and commit to doing the work forward. I think we all know that within our community, there are divisions. We can certainly do better by our transgender community. We can do better by our bisexual community. We can do better by amongst our Black and Brown communities. I hope that all of us can commit to doing that work.
Fantastic. When I posted that I was going to be interviewing you, I asked people, what kind of questions do you want Mr. Gloria to answer? And I was surprised how many people said bike lanes. So considering the effect that it's having on traffic and parking, I wanted to give you a moment to talk on that.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm not actually surprised by that at all. And, I think it's in part because we have not done a good job of creating transportation choices in San Diego. If we'd had this meeting in person, I would guarantee that the vast, vast, vast majority of us would have gotten to wherever we were meeting by car. And it wouldn't be because we necessarily wanted to, it's because it's the only option that we have. I'm committed to building a world-class transportation system for San Diego, one that gives you choices. I think all of you, if I were in your home right now, would open up your closet and find tons and tons of clothes, right? Because you like different choices. You chose you chose an orange shirt today, Milo, but you had other options. Right now, you have no choice when it comes to transportation, and it's time we change that. I think some of the hesitancy that we see in the community is simply because you have not seen it. And what little you've seen, it isn't a connected network. I hear a lot of people say, well, we have these buffered bike lanes on 4th and 5th Avenue, and no one uses them. Well, I would liken that to putting a quarter mile of highway out in the middle of nowhere and not connecting it to anything or anyone, and wondering why no one's driving on that highway. We need to build a connected network. And the last thing I would say is that I think a lot of that hesitancy comes from the concerns about parking losses. And let me tell you, I have a little bit of history where this is concerned. When they proposed having a bus rapid transit lane down Park Boulevard between Hillcrest and University Heights, at the initial proposal, there was the suggestion of losing dozens and dozens of parking spaces along Park Boulevard, and many of those businesses were very opposed to that. As your city council member, I was able to work with MTS, Sandag, and the business community. And Milo, I will tell you, we did not lose parking spaces in that corridor. We gained parking spaces in that corridor by converting unused driveways that were now available for parking, by going to angled and head in on the side streets. We net more parking. Same is true in the middle of Hillcrest for the buffered bike lane down University Avenue. Yeah, you lost a couple spaces in front of Ace parking, but we replaced them on the side street along 10th Avenue. And so the net gain, again, of parking spaces. This doesn't have to be a zero-sum game. And what I'd ask of everyone is to stay at the table and work on sensible solutions. I recognize this is going to be a transition, but like many things that I remember people coming up to the city council and raising hell and saying they're opposed, often after they're actually implemented, it's very hard to find those opponents, because if we do it right, people embrace it. And I think particularly about, say, for example, NTC, where there was a lot of people aggressively opposed to the conversion of that base into what it's become today. I think most of us can acknowledge that that is a jewel in our community. And what I'd ask you to do is to stay at the table and provide those, be a part of the solutions that find those off-street parking spaces, those angled spaces on the side streets. This does not have to be bicyclists versus motorists. This can be about giving you choices when it comes from getting from A to B.
Fantastic. I'll ask final question to leave you on, because I want to be respectful of your time. You were in a city where only 12 years ago, 62% of the residents here voted yes on Prop 8 to prevent marriage equality, not the progress we would have liked to have seen in 2008. And 2020 here, not only do we have our first gay candidate, but first elected official as mayor. So I'm just curious, did you face any challenges with that, and where do you see that moving forward?
You know, I wish I could say that I didn't, but I know that I did. And many of you saw that. Some of you reached out to me about it. You got anonymous text messages suggesting that I support sex offenders and pedophiles. And that was not accidental. All of you know the homophobic tropes about gay men and children. And all of you who know me know that that is not what I support. But someone felt comfortable enough to use that smear against me. Didn't work. And I think that's a testament to how far we've come as a community. That's largely because so many of you have taken the courageous step out of the closet and shown people who and what our community is and what our priorities are. When I'm asked what the gay agenda is, I always remind folks gay people pay rent too. And so we care about housing affordability. I remind gay folks drive cars and ride bicycles. And so we care a lot about potholes. But to the extent that someone felt that it was necessary or appropriate or would be effective to tell people that I support pedophilia, you recognize how there's still work to be done. I'm just hopeful that because those allegations were not successful, that we were able to break this barrier. And it really speaks to the kind of community we live in. But we have more work to do. And the trick is never to just be the first, it's to make sure that you're not the last. And so while I have the honor of being the first, let's continue to do the work to make sure that when I'm done, people will say that, you know, we will continue to consider and potentially elect openly LGBTQ people to be the chief executive officer of the 8th largest city in the country.
When you're done. Hopefully that's quite a while off, and looking way back on COVID like a nightmare in the past. So you have the opportunity to really take America's finest city where it has the opportunity to be again. Mr. Gloria, thank you so much for being with us today, and Nick for helping arrange it. Let's all give him an applause round.
Thank you, Milo. Thank you, Milo.
And we'll get back to our network.
Always call me
Todd.
Oh, thank you. You know, I was trying to remember to say Mr. Gloria. It was just hard. So
yeah, no,
I'm glad I don't
have
to.
I don't care what title I have. Todd is always best.
Glad to hear it.
Todd, before you go, it's time to change your Zoom line to Mayor-elect Todd Gloria.
Fair enough. We will do that on we'll do that. We'll take care of that. Thanks,
By the time he works it out, he'll be mayor.
Yes. Guys,
Okay.
thank you so much. Be well and stay safe, okay?
Thanks. You're welcome to linger, but I'm going to let the people continue to introduce themselves. And we had someone jump up into the R's here. So, because it's Reverend Suzette, you are welcome to talk.
Thank you. I'm going to call you Mayor Todd. How's that? I'm Rev Suzette. I'm the Senior Minister of Ohm Center for Spiritual Living in La Mesa. I love what you said about customer service attitude. I want to add to spiritual growth. That's what we do at Ohm Center for Spiritual Living. I focus on inspiring you, empowering you, and supporting you in your spiritual growth. All I want to do is invite you on Sundays. We're live. We have live music, live ministers, and just come and visit us at 10 o'clock.
Thank you. Heading now over to Shirley.
Hi, I'm Shirley, and I specialize in you. Yeah. The small businesses. What we do is we like to wrap our hands around your business and help you make your business work harder for you. And my partner here is the umpire. You already met him. We also do some emergency CFO, COO services, in which we continue to work on business turnaround and profit improvement. So if you ever need us, give us a holler. We're at beachcpas.com. Thanks.
Thank you. Heading now over to Steve Chrissy.
Oh, if you don't know where mortgage rates are going, are you confused with all the loan terms and the jargons? Or are you wondering, should I refi now or do I even qualify for a home? Well, don't panic and don't Google it. Go ahead and give me a call. I can explain these things to you without you getting a headache or being glassy-eyed. I'm Steve Chrissy with MDC Financial, your full-service mortgage bank, where I'm patient, proven, and a professional.
Nicely done. And wrapping up our list, she's at the bottom of the list usually for Z's, but today she's the bottom of the list at T's, Tamara Z.
Wow, only at T. That's amazing.
I know, we have no V's today. What can I tell you?
Okay, so I'm Tamara Z with Coldwell Banker West, formerly Ascent Real Estate. I've been helping my clients make smart real estate investment decisions since 2003, and I've also been a proud member of this association and the same business networking group in this association since 2003. I do primarily residential real estate in San Diego County, but if you have a real estate need, and I know I can find somebody, I know somebody who can help you, so please do reach out. Again, Tamara Z, Coldwell Banker West.
Sounds good. Is there anyone I missed who might have stepped away or whatever when I called on them earlier? Speak up now by unmuting and just say, yeah, me. Up. Todd. Sorry, okay, over to Todd.
My name is Todd, and I'm with Consolidated Concepts. I am the Vice President of the Board of Directors for the SDEBA, and I own a company called Consolidated Concepts. We are your total print resource. So right now is the holiday season, so if you need to send out a message because you need to get into the face of your clients' holiday cards and whatnot, is one way of doing so. And I also belong to a Tuesday morning B&G. So if any of you guys are interested in joining a networking group, we meet every Tuesday at 8:30. That's it.
Thanks, Todd. Sorry, I thought you were one of the hosts, so I thought you were up at the beginning. That's right, I hadn't heard from you yet. My apologies. Okay, anybody else I hadn't called on yet? Great. Before I do my own little 30 seconds, I'm going to cut over to Jeremy to just talk a little bit more about the BNGs and anything else he wants to share before we go on.
So guys, I'll be quick. We are getting close to 1 o'clock, but our 2020 Business Awards on December 10th is coming up. We do have our nominations are starting to trickle out. They have been slowly being announced. We do have a nominee with us today. Fernando Lopez was nominated for San Diego Pride for the, oh gosh, what award was it? The Community Impact.
Community Impact. Woohoo, Fern.
Congratulations, Fernando. There are 18 other businesses that have been nominated for a 2020 Business Award, and we're so excited for this upcoming event. Also, our B&Gs are still going along strong. They meet weekly or bi-weekly. If you're interested in joining a B&G, just send us an email at info@SDEBA with B&G in the subject line. If you're looking to add items to our raffle gift bag for the 2020 Business Awards, we have 50 gift bags, and you can put your collateral, your promotional items in those gift bags. Again, email us with a gift bag in the subject line at info@sdeba.org. And lastly, there are a few sponsorships available. I'm excited to announce that Sequan Casino will be sponsoring the 2020 Business Awards, gave us a nice donation. We've also heard from My Point Credit Union, who has agreed to sponsor us. So if you're interested in sponsoring, what it looks like, it's they start at $500. You'll get a 30-second commercial, and then your logo and business will be displayed throughout this ceremony. It will be live on Facebook and YouTube, so we're excited for that. And thank you again, Todd, Gloria, and thank you all for keeping to your time. I think we improved from last month. So,
Yeah, I think we did. Thank you for that. And you might want to put that info address down into the chats because people might not have caught it as you were saying it. All right, heading back, hoping the tech works on this. Yes. So Americans' greatest fears are often listed as number 1, speaking in public, and number 2, death. And that's kind of a shame because speaking is a great way to make people know what your message is, isn't it? So why have meetings where they look rather like this? Has anyone been seeing this going on when they could look like this? The way around that is to grab attention, organize material, tell the right stories, and stand out from the crowd. I am Milo Shapiro with Public Speaking, Get A's, Not Z's, and one-on-one coaching, helping you look prepared, polished, and powerful, even if these days it's only from the waist up. Upcoming, we have the big one is our 2020 Business Awards on December 10th. Please look on the website for the opportunity to RSVP to coming to that. But there are a few other things happening as well. We have today at 3 o'clock, how to boost your FICO score. We have on the 2nd, a getting to know SDEBA for those of you who want to know a little bit more either about joining or to make the most of your membership. And December 9th is our next power lunch. So put that on your calendar. We'll be back to our second Wednesday of the month starting next month because Veterans Day will be behind us. And where can you learn more? At sdeba.org. This is going to be the time where we have the chance to connect directly with each other. So you can do that through the chat areas. I'm seeing you all do. Thank you for that. You can request a one-on-one call or Zoom or meeting with the person, and we'll have the time for call outs where you can actually say, yes, there's somebody I want to. We're going to get to that in just a second. So when we start that, please unmute yourself. Wait for me to call on you. I'm going to get back to that list and then do your shout out and remute. So I don't know why I keep losing my participants window when I'm sharing screens. I'm going to stop sharing for a second. There it is. So is there anyone who wants to right now